What is up, Healing family? Hope you guys are doing good. I usually don't post on a Saturday, but I want to make an exception for this. In this previous video that I posted yesterday, it's all about balance, and I shared some practical application for how to find balance in life by looking at the natural grooves that you have in your life, kind of the natural leans you have, whether that's towards flexibility or whether that's towards more rigidity, whether that is towards a more emotional life or whether that is towards more of a less emotional life. And neither are, it's not really a right or wrong answer in those aspects, but one of the things that I mentioned is kind of pushing against that natural grain, which I think is a good thing. It cultivates a more well-roundedness in our lives. I think it allows for us to have more space and more breathing room. But before you go about healing any of the things, I think it's really important to note that you first have to love and also acknowledge how awesome the original grooves you have are. I think so much of the time we get really angry and frustrated with kind of who we naturally are, and we're only kind of happy with ourselves once we're working towards betterment of ourselves. Which I would highly encourage, and this is also more for me than for anyone else, honestly, but I would highly encourage looking at the things that come naturally for you. So if you are naturally someone who is driven and rigid like I am, it probably means that the double edge of that sword means you're going to get a lot done. You're probably a really responsible and a really reliable person. You get a lot of work done. You nail it at the job. But you probably aren't able to enjoy days off. You probably aren't able to enjoy any rest time. Rest might be a foreign concept that you might not even know how to do it. That's how it's been for me. And there's multiple different aspects where that manifests. But I would say, like, before you try to develop that balance and that flexibility by pushing against the natural grain, look at the things that do come naturally to you and be able to take an honest, humble look, which means that a humble look, a truly humble look, is not a deprecating one, but it is an ability to accurately assess your strengths and your weaknesses. So for me, that would be to say, I am a more like type A personality. I'm more rigid. I like my schedules. I like my things, which means I can create a really good schedule. I can keep things in order and in line. I can manage stuff really well, but I need people in my life to help me relax. And maybe that's vice versa for you. Maybe you struggle with the opposite things, but where I cannot relax, maybe you are super good at relaxing and helping others to do the same. We all have strengths and weaknesses, and so the key to the healing is not to hate the things that come naturally and prevent us from finding balance, but to love them. And when we mess up, when we go to those natural tendencies, giving ourselves a gentle nudge with grace to say, hey, maybe we can try something different. I don't know if any of this resonates, but it's something I wanted to share to make sure that the practical application wasn't solely like, just fix it, because you don't need to be fixed. But we're all broken, we all need healing. But I think it's a really thin line, and I think it can be crossed really easily. So I just wanted to reiterate that to make sure that was a point I hit home, because it's something for me that I think is just really important. So with that being said, I'll talk to you guys next time in the next video, and I'll see you soon. Bye.